Welcome to Wimborne Road on the biggest night of Speedway of the 2011 season. It's the second leg of the league playoffs. Poole Pirates versus the Eastbourne Eagles, and with the Pirates 8 points to make up, we're in for a great evening Speedway tonight. A massive crowd already here. They've been queuing out of the car park since 5 o'clock. Everybody's ready, we're all geared up, the riders are getting keyed up in the pits, and we're going to have a great night Speedway. We're just to set the scene, the Pirates were in action down at Eastbourne last Monday. They lost by 8 points. The Eagles come here determined to hold on to that lead. Pirates, on the other hand, after their very convincing semi-final display against the Kings Lynn team here, they are in for what they think is a championship winning performance. 12 months ago, of course, it all went sour on the Pirates, and they lost in their home leg after a defeat up at Coventry. They're absolutely determined that that shouldn't happen again tonight. So with two unchanged teams from the final first leg down at Eastbourne, the stage is set for the evening of the season. It's on occasions like this when to be the captain of the team at the top of the table and everyone's favourite to win the championship puts just a little bit of extra pressure on. The man up for that job, of course, is Davey Watt, and he's here with me now. Davey, tough night tonight, but Pirates surely must be up for the challenge.
Definitely. We've been talking about this, you know, all year, and you know, last year we had a big setback by losing at home against Coventry in the final, and you know, that broke a lot of hearts, and you know, we're not going to let that happen again. We've done it better away at the first leg this time, and you know, we're confident, we're focused, and we're ready. You know, there's no nerves. We're all excited. You know, everyone's pumped. They know their job, and yeah, we just want to get the show on now. And
surely it's nights like this you're in Speedway for, really.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've worked really hard with a great bunch of riders, and you know, great management, great fans. You know, everyone's been a major part this year, and it's been long, hard, tough year. But you know, everyone's worked so hard, and Poole, as a team and as a club, feel as though we deserve this title, and we're going out there to get it.
So you got Midlow as the man steering you through. You're the skipper. What do you say to the boys on a night like this, just before the racing?
Well, we just had a little chat just then, and Midlow just said, "Give us everything you got. You know, if there's, you know, whatever's in the tank, I want to see it tonight." And you know, I obviously just echoed that fact that, you know, we want to, you know, see extra special efforts tonight. You know, some extraordinary things. You need to produce big efforts on nights like tonight. They're you know, Eastbourne aren't here by chance. You know, they're here because they're a good team, and you know, there's no mistake in that. However, we know that we're a very good team, and we're at home. We've got a huge crowd already coming in, and you know, the atmosphere is unbelievable already. Everyone's all you know, tingling. So yeah, it's game on.
And your own personal ambition?
There's only one, mate, and that's to be standing out there later, lifting up a big trophy and in front of all these fans. It's going to be yeah, it's going to be an epic night.
Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, one of the key riders in the Eagles lineup tonight who could be instrumental in them taking the trophy is this man with me, Simon Gustafsson. Simon, you've had some pretty good meetings here at Poole, and this will be a great night to have another one.
Oh yeah, I've had a few consistent scores here, so yeah, I'm looking forward for it. And
of course you were up for a good total up at your own track a week ago, and they'll be looking to you. How do you feel the pressure? Are you comfortable with all the pressure on you tonight?
Yeah, I like to do meetings when it's more at stake, really, and today we're going to say it is. It can't be more pressure, and no, I'm just looking forward to it, and want to have a good meeting.
So you like the pressure? How do you see it going?
I see us win by 6.
Winning by 6 overall, yeah. Or on the night?
Tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Wow, here's a confident rider. How long will it take them to eat into that advantage? It could be gone in 2 heats. It could go right down to the wire. This is one Speedway meeting where you just can't read it. It could go either way. It's very much a test of nerve and character of the riders, as well as their Speedway ability on the bike. So there they are, look. all doing their customary pre-meeting gardening. We already know that Poole have won the toss, and Davey Watt has selected to take gate positions 1 and 3 in the first race. So with that in mind then, the riders just sizing up the conditions. We've had almost perfect conditions here, and the track looks to be absolutely tip-top. Late season, bit of moisture in it. Don't think we're going to see any dust tonight. I think the racing is just going to be out of the top drawer, and the track will provide that perfect setting. So we're about to introduce, we're looking at the Eastbourne Eagles lineup, and number 7, a young man who's made a great impression in his first season down at Arlington, Timo Lahti. At number 6, a rider who could be a key man tonight, because we know he's in the form of his season. That puts him in for potential 7 rides, the skipper Cameron Woodward. There is a number 5, Joonas Kylmakorpi, enigmatic figure here at Wimborne Road. If we get the high score in Joonas, the Pirates will be in trouble tonight. Here he is, expecting a generous round of applause at number 4, Lewis Bridger. And there's his fan club in the stand behind us. He was expecting the odd boo or two, and he wasn't disappointed. You've already heard from the rider at number 2, Simon Gustafsson, and you've also just heard from the rider at number 1, Bjarne Pedersen. And mixed reception for the Eagles from the Wimborne Road faithful, who felt that the Poole riders had a bit of rough stick down at Arlington, and why not? As the wall of noise has just completely deafened me from the main grandstand, but I think I can just about hear myself think to introduce the Pirates lineup. Starting at number 7, Ricky Wells, who came in for the match at Eastbourne, retains his place in the side tonight. A key signing at the end of the season for the Pirates on the basis of what we've seen so far here at Wimborne Road, and away from home, Kevin Wolbert. Surely the most sensational, spectacular rider in British Speedway this season. If there's a better one, I like to see him, the spectacular Darcy Ward. Moving down to number 4 in the lineup, another late season signing, and someone who could be a match winner tonight. He wasn't particularly impressed with the Arlington track. We know how he can ride here at Wimborne Road. There's the skipper at number 3, Davey Watt. A few niggling injuries towards the end of the season. Nothing was going to keep him out of the lineup tonight. And there he is, preparing for his first race. And already helmeted up, the number 2 for the Pirates. Just been in action in the World Under-21 final, Dennis Andersson. And last, by no means the least, Poole's number 1, the main man, already set for the 2012 GP after the weekend's racing, Chris Holder. Well, the action about to get underway. You've seen the Sky Sports presenters, ReRun, make a hasty plan to match them, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm joined here by the Kelvin Tatum of ReRun videos, and that of course is Steve Girdwood, the number 1 man. And Steve's going to be sharing the commentary with me tonight with some expert analysis, or what can approximate to expert analysis. Steve, great night in Prospect.
Certainly is, Graham. A big build up there. We're a fraction of the cost as well, I must say, of Sky Sports. How do you see it going this evening? Who's going to win over the 2 legs?
Well, I think the early heats will give us a better indication of that. Certainly the form book says it's got to be the Pirates, but the event is won on the track, and I think the big thing to bear in mind, as Matt Ford said, is 12 months ago there was every expectation that the Pirates would pull it off, but they didn't, and once the heads went down, so did the point scoring. I'm sure that won't happen tonight. I'm sure they'll keep their heads up, but anything can happen in Speedway, and that's the beauty of the sport. As we line up with race number 1, as I said earlier, the Pirates have won the toss, elected to take gates 1 and 3. That could be crucial to start the ball rolling, otherwise Bjarne Pedersen might have been on the inside of Chris Holder, but he isn't. He's on the outside. As we read across, in blue, Dennis Andersson on 1, Simon Gustafsson, a fellow Swede, in the yellow helmet on gate 2. On gate 3 for Poole we got Chris Holder in red and Bjarne Pedersen in white from gate 4, and that's a pretty even start in race number 1 as Dennis Andersson gets away. In fact, Bjarne Pedersen falls right in front of us and the referee immediately puts the red light on. So in fact the rider's not getting past the first bend as Bjarne Pedersen takes a tumble, and he looks as if he's just on the track here by the air fence, just in front of our filming position. Pretty even start there, all 4. I'm sure the referee will want all 4 back. And it's drama right from the first 200 metres. A generous time allowance by referee Mick Bates there for Bjarne Pedersen to clean himself down after that close encounter with the first bend. First bend bunching it was. A pretty tight corner with Dennis Andersson right on the line leading in there, and Chris Holder and Simon Gustafsson battling it out in mid-track. Bjarne had to pick himself up from the dirt, and so they're lining up once again for heat number 1 of this nerve-tingling Elite League playoff final, second leg. The silver trophy will be making its way to either the Pirates or the Eagles dressing room tonight as they get away again, and the Pirates looking at a potential 5-1 here as Dennis Andersson and Chris Holder lead the race. Bjarne Pedersen there putting the pressure on in 3rd place, trying to go around Dennis Andersson, but at the moment it's Chris Holder and Dennis Andersson holding the lead. Bjarne Pedersen right there, Dennis Andersson trying to shut the door up the back straight. Chris Holder continuing to lead, Dennis Andersson in 2nd place, Bjarne Pedersen menacingly in 3rd place for the Eagles, Simon Gustafsson at the back. Pirates, if they can hold on to this, will halve the deficit in 1 heat. Chris Holder then looking comfortable, a lap and a quarter to go. Dennis Andersson, his team partner, right with him in 2nd place. Perfect start for the Pirates, but they have another half a lap to go. Steve Girdwood, what do you see in this one?
Well, I think you've read it pretty well there, Graham, as the checkered flag is out. And Chrissy Holder, he wins it. Dennis Andersson 2nd, with Bjarne Pedersen only a point back in 3rd. And the stadium erupts under the main grandstand. Obviously, that's where most of the Poole fans are. And, well, they've cut the deficit in half after heat number 1. And, well, they was talking before the meeting, of course, and I think it was, of course, Brian, our Eagles fan, who said if Poole start with 4 or 5 ones in a row, it's going to be very difficult indeed. They've started with 1. They've halved the deficit with that 5-1 in the opening race. As Poole, well, they move on to 46 points on aggregate, Eastbourne onto 50.
So heat 2 now, and we've got the reserves race. Eagles, I'm sure, will be looking to stem the flow, and who better than their inspirational captain, Cameron Woodward. 14 and 3 bonus points in the first leg, and if he can replicate that tonight, Eagles will be surely right in there fighting all the way down the line. So full line-up then on gate 1, Cameron Woodward in white. On 2 in red, Kevin Wolbert for the Pirates. Timo Lahti for the Eagles in yellow, and Ricky Wells, the guest number 7 reserve in for the injured Marchand Spaniak, who of course injured himself in his very first match for the Pirates, and so Ricky Wells is the guest tonight. Scored 2 down at Arlington, probably worth more, and they'll be looking to the young American to put a few more points on his total here tonight. Away they go then for heat number 2, and Cameron Woodward first to show out there with Kevin Wolbert there trying to get underneath, and Ricky Wells is right in the action too. Cameron Woodward leading it then from Kevin Wolbert, who looks like he's putting the pressure on. Ricky Wells in 3rd place, Timo Lahti bringing up the rear at the moment. So a share of the spoils in this one would be no disgrace for the Pirates, Steve.
No, certainly not. Graham, as Woodward say, very much the rider in form. It's unbelievable really that he's still down in the reserve berth. The scores that he's been accumulating for Eastbourne over the last couple of months of the season, he still leads the way from Wolbert in second, Wells in third. Timo Lahti has scored 8 points here in the Cup semi-final, of course, where Eastbourne only went down by 2 points back in September. He is at the back, but it looks like we're going to have a shared heat in race number 2. Cameron Woodward starting off well for the Eagles.
There's the checkered flag then. Cameron Woodward wheeling across the line, Aussie style. Pirates packing in the important minor places from Kevin Wolbert, Ricky Wells and Timo Lahti finishing at the back. 3-3 race then. Progressive score on the night, 8 points to Poole and 4 to Eastbourne. The statistic that really matters, overall aggregate, 49 to Poole and 53 to Eastbourne.
So we move on to heat number 3 then, with the Pirates having closed that gap by 4. And the line-up for this one, we've got Thomas H Jonasson. He comes out off gate number 1. He had an awful meeting at Eastbourne 7 nights ago. Of course, he had that fall in his first ride, which involved Davey Watt as well, and he did suffer a bit of a knock to the head. He was able to continue in the meeting, but wasn't feeling 100% and failed to score in his 4 rides at Arlington. He's off gate number 1. I'm sure it'll be a different story here this evening. Gate number 2 sees Lewis Bridger. He scored very much below par for him at Arlington this year, and he scored paid 6 at Eastbourne. He's off 2. Gate number 3 sees Davey Watt, the Eastbourne captain, sorry, the Poole captain even. He's determined, as we are, to get things right. He's determined to get things right for the Pirates. Off gate number 4, it is Timo Lahti, a reserve rider replacement ride for him. The heat is underway, and it is the rider in blue, that is Thomas H Jonasson, who leads the way from Lewis Bridger, coming round at the outside of Jonasson. Davey Watt is in third. That got very tight indeed, but it is Jonasson. He's looking at a different rider here this evening, Graham.
He certainly is, Steve, but he's coming under intense pressure from Lewis Bridger. Certainly seems to have the bit between his teeth here at the moment. Davey Watt, the Poole skipper, putting it on the line, just looking for an opportunity, but at the moment safety first. Thomas Jonasson out in the dirt line, really screwing it on, out in front for the Pirates. We suspected that he would be a different rider on this track, and he's proving it already here. He leads from Lewis Bridger, Davey Watt. This result would put the Pirates within 2 points of the Eagles if Davey Watt, just coming under a little bit of pressure from Timo Lahti there, but safety first, because Davey Watt did take a knock up at Eastbourne, but he takes an all-important 3rd place there, as Thomas Jonasson, the Swede, is the hero for the Pirates in heat number 3, as Poole take a 4-2 race result. It's 12 points to 6 on the night, and importantly 53-55 on aggregate. 2 points between them, 3 races gone. It's finally balanced. On we go then to heat number 4, with the Pirates back on gate positions 1 and 3. Ricky Wells in blue then, going from the inside gate. He's been trapping quite well tonight, but he'll have to do well in this one if he's going to get anything from it, because the Eagles have a very powerful lineup in this race. They've got Cameron Woodward coming in to take the place of Timo Lahti, goes in the yellow helmet, and he's on gate 2, right alongside Ricky Wells. On gate 3, for the Pirates in red, none other than Darcy Ward. And on gate 4, completing the lineup for the Eagles, the form of this man in this race will be a big indicator as to how the meeting's going to go, and that of course is Joonas Kylmakorpi. So after this race, all riders will have had at least 1 race, and we can then have a look at it and see exactly how it's shaping up. But at the moment, Pirates have taken a 6-point lead early on, and they'll be looking for at least a share of the spoils in this one with Darcy Ward out. Ricky Wells on gate 1 then. Anything I would say he scores for the Pirates this time would be something of a bonus, because he's got a really powerful opposing pairing in Joonas Kylmakorpi and Cameron Woodward. Darcy Ward then on gate 3, fresh from a busy weekend in Poland, first of all in the Grand Prix at Gorchov, and then at Gniezno in the World Under-21, where he's finished up as silver medalist in this year's competition. Away they go then for race number 4, and what a start from Cameron Woodward there. Pass from the trap to Darcy Ward, goes right round him. Talk about Speedway on the edge there. Darcy Ward absolutely absolutely fearless as he holds on to that lead, with Ricky Wells currently in second place. Darcy Ward looking over his shoulder for his team partner, looking to team ride Cameron Woodward, breathing down his neck, and Cameron Woodward riding straight into Ricky Wells there, comes flying down, and I'm sure Cameron Woodward will be getting his marching orders for that one. That really was a spectacular crash there, and Kylmakorpi and Woodward both taking a tumble, looking very, very awkward indeed. And the yellow exclusion light already on. That's the light indicating Cameron Woodward being the cause of that stoppage, and Ricky Wells was brought down. He's actually riding back to the pit. It's the two Eastbourne riders that are currently laying on the track, so drama in heat number 4 and concern for the Eagles.
Well, that's good to see Cameron Woodward. He's back to his feet. Of course, he was the cause of the stoppage, but all the main concern is for Joonas Kylmakorpi, who unfortunately is still down on the track, being attended to by several St John's personnel. As Cam, well, that's a dreadful start for him, and in fact, as we pan back, we can see that Joonas Kylmakorpi, he has just got to his feet, so that's a great sign for the Eastbourne fans. So he will be allowed back in the rerun of heat number 4 if he is fit to do so, and I'm sure he will be after he's had a bit of a rest and recuperation time. So 3 riders only out for the rerun. That was a great race. It was panning out to be until Cameron just got too close to Ricky Wells. Poole were on a 5-1 then when the race was stopped. Will that be the same outcome? We'll find out in the next few minutes. So the 3 remaining riders for the rerun of heat number 4 are back out to the start line, and Joonas Kylmakorpi, well, he didn't have one of his better meetings for Eastbourne either in the first leg. He only scored 8 points. Of course, he's the world long track champion again this season. Certainly some achievement to win it 2 years in a row, and he's coming out off gate number 4. Off gate number 3, Darcy Ward. What a brilliant piece of team riding he was performing there with Ricky Wells, slowing the race down. Ricky on the inside, Darcy on the outside. Cameron Woodward, well, there was no way through for him. He really had to try and move on the inside, and that was the end result. Of course, resulted in a disqualification or exclusion in old money for the Eastbourne captain. He's back in the pits watching the action here as we get ready for this rerun of heat number 4. Packed crowd here. They really have come in to support this playoff. It really is a huge event now, the 2 legs. There was a very good attendance at Arlington last week, in excess of 2,000. Obviously more here this evening. That traditionally Poole do have the biggest crowds in the Elite League here on the south coast. Heat number 4, the rerun gets underway, and it's Kylmakorpi off gate number 4. He's made a great start. Ricky Wells is in second place. Kylmakorpi's gone out far too wide, and Darcy Ward was able to come through very easily indeed. So Kylmakorpi, well, he will be absolutely fuming under that crash helmet, Graham. He made the starts, but he's at the back in this one now.
It seemed to be all or nothing for Kylmakorpi on the first span. He did make a very good start, Steve, but then drifted excessively. Lucky to stay on the bike. It was a bit of a wall of death a la Tony Rickardson there from a few seasons ago, but here we see the perfect demonstration of team riding with Ricky Wells out in front. Certainly adapted very quickly to the track here. Darcy Ward there, perfect control of his bike as he nurses his younger partner around. Kylmakorpi trailed off in third place. The Pirates about to go into the lead on aggregate with a 5-1, and there they have it. Ricky Wells, the winner of Heat 4. His partner Darcy Ward there riding a textbook race in second place. Third place to Joonas Kylmakorpi. It's 17 points now to the Pirates and 7 to the Eagles, and overall that makes it Poole Pirates 58, Eastbourne Eagles 56. Time for a tactical ride Time for Bjarne Pedersen to step up to the mark here in heat number 5. Full lineup then. Simon Gustafsson in the yellow helmet, gate 1. On 2, Davey Watt for the Pirates in red. Their skipper. On 3, Bjarne Pedersen, black and white helmet, tactical ride. These challenging times for Trevor Gear and the Eagles, so he's in there with that tactical, hoping he can get an immediate return from the Eagles number 1 rider, Bjarne Pedersen. Gate 4 goes to winner previous time out, Thomas H Jonasson in the blue helmet. So a very even looking race here. 2 Swedes, a Dane and an Aussie. International stars of Speedway lining up here in heat number 5 of this nail-biting Elite League playoff second leg, the final. Pirates now 2 points to the good on aggregate. Eagles in a position to strike back with tactical moves, the first of which is here right before us now in heat number 5. What can Bjarne Pedersen do, the former favourite here at Wimborne Road? And we got the Davey Watt in red going from gate 2 to try and stop his challenge here on the first bend. Off they go. That's a pretty good start by Simon Gustafsson. He's away. Thomas Jonasson there blasting around, and it's Bjarne Pedersen at the back. Simon Gustafsson then leading from Thomas H Jonasson, then Davey Watt and Bjarne Pedersen. So not the order that Trevor Gear would have liked his riders in. As Simon Gustafsson leads the race. He's being pursued now by fellow Swede Thomas Jonasson. Bjarne Pedersen right at the back at the moment, and this would be a share of the spoils that would suit the Pirates, but Davey Watt now just needs to hold on ahead of Bjarne Pedersen, as Thomas Jonasson now looking for a pass on Simon Gustafsson. They blast into turns 3 and 4 side by side. Swedish Speedway stars out in front in this one then. Simon Gustafsson leading from Thomas Jonasson with half a lap to go. Davey Watt leading from Bjarne Pedersen. What a race of Speedway here. Simon Gustafsson, the hero for the Eagles. Bjarne Pedersen, the tactical move did not pay off. A disappointing ride from Bjarne. No points for him. 3 to each side. Great Speedway race that was. 3-3. Progressive total 20 to the Pirates and 10 to the Eagles. Overall, 61 to the Pirates, 59 to the Eagles.
So we move on to heat number 6, a third of the way through this second leg of this grand final. And what's this race going to bring? We've got Chrissy Holder. He comes out off gate number 1. He admitted last season that he was worn out come this stage last year, but this year certainly much fresher. And of course he booked his place in next year's Grand Prix series at Gorzov at the weekend, and obviously delighted with that. He's out off gate number 1. He started off with a victory in heat number 1 here this evening. Of course that seems quite a while ago now. We've been racing for 3/4 of an hour, and we just completed the opening 5 races. So Holder off gate number 1, Joonas Kylmakorpi off gate number 2. He'll still be smarting, I'm sure, from that mistake he made coming out the second bend in the rerun of heat number 4. Off gate 3 we've got Dennis Andersson, who combined with Holder for that 5-1 in the opening race. Cameron Woodward, see what he can do off gate number 4. Heat number 6 is underway, and Kylmakorpi has made a brilliant start once again. Will he hold the tight inside line this time? Yes, he will. He leads the way. Woodward has shot around the outside into second place. Chris Holder is in third. Here comes Holder making a big move around the outside of fellow Australian Woodward. He gets up into second place. Dennis Andersson at the back. The Eastbourne fans on the second bend, they are delighted with this. It's a 4-2 for Eastbourne. Graham, they're heading back.
They certainly are, and that was a brave pass by Chris Holder there. He set off in pursuit of Kylmakorpi, but it looks like he's going to run out of time in this one, as it's Kylmakorpi certainly going to lift the spirits of the Eagles as he leads with a lap to go. Chris Holder right behind him. There's Cameron Woodward. Dennis Andersson trailing at the back, and the margin's going to go back to 8 points after this one. They'll be level on aggregate unless Chris Holder can do something superhuman on the last bend. Don't think he's quite got the time. He certainly tried, but Joonas Kylmakorpi, after that tumble last time out and a disappointing third place, he's obviously sorted himself out. Flew from the gate there, as did Cameron Woodward. The Pirates up against a 5-1 reversal. They managed to limit the damage, but nevertheless, first heat win of the night to the visitors here, and it moves the score on to 22 to Poole, 14 to the Eagles, and overall 63 to Poole, 63 to Eastbourne. So 63 apiece then, the important score that matters as we go to Heat 7, and it's building up with an exciting, tension-filled Speedway event. Heat 7 lines up as follows with the Eagles on gate 1 and 3. Lewis Bridger in white goes from 1 on 2. Darcy Ward, spectacular last time out. He's in the red helmet on gate 2 for the Pirates. On 3, it's a rider replacement ride for Lucas Rimmel. This time the nomination goes to the Eagles skipper Cameron Woodward. On gate 4, completing the line for this one in blue for the Pirates is Kevin Wolbert. So finely balanced on aggregate, finely balanced looking race here, and the Eagles certainly jumped from the start in the last heat, and they've obviously got their setups just about dialed in here to Wimborne Road. If that heat was anything to go by, and Eagles went into early arrears, they've started a fight back. Will that fight back be continued here, or will the Pirates hit back? Well, they've got Darcy Ward out, we know what he can do, but last time out Joonas Kylmakorpi got the better of Chris Holder, and that will certainly lift the spirits of the Eagles camp, and we'll see what sort of effect that has here in heat number 7. Away they go, and that's Darcy Ward this time, first to show from gate 2, gates across on Lewis Bridger and into the lead, but up the back straight in yellow Cameron Woodward goes right round him. So Cameron Woodward from Darcy Ward and Lewis Bridger, that's how they're going. Now here comes Darcy Ward blasting up the inside of Woodward into the lead. Kevin Wolbert at the back, so at the moment it's a drawn heat. Darcy Ward leading from Cameron Woodward, Lewis Bridger and Kevin Wolbert.
So Darcy Ward for the second time in this match, finding a way past Cameron Woodward. Another great move by him, he's got so much speed, and he leads away. It's a good race for third, developing between Lewis Bridger and in the blue helmet colour Kevin Wolbert, who got a second in his opening ride. It's a shared heat at the moment, of course, and this would mean that the scores remain level after 7 races of this second leg as Wolbert hits problems, and it's going to be Darcy Ward who's going to make it 2 wins out of 2. Leading by example, the youngster, one of the most exciting riders in World Speedway in 2011. As he takes a checkered flag, he had to fight to find a way past Cameron Woodward. Woodward himself having found a way past Darcy on the outside of the opening lap, on the opening 2 bends, but then Ward at the end of lap number 1, he found a way back past the Eastbourne captain to turn a 4-2 heat advantage for Eastbourne, which would have taken them back into the lead on aggregate into a shared heat. After 7 races, it's 25 to Poole, 17 to Eastbourne. Overall, 66 points apiece. So moving on to heat number 8. So very, very finely balanced this grand final second leg. It's all come down to these next 8 races to decide the destination. After a long, long season, but it's been a hugely enjoyable one after all the traumas in the winter of discontent with Coventry and Peterborough saga. Kings Lynn and Birmingham coming into the Elite League, and they've certainly been a most welcome addition to the league this year, and it's made it highly competitive with 10 teams in the league, and it's come down to these 2 teams. Of course, they just 8 races right. There's nothing between these sides on aggregate. The riders out at the start line. Cameron Woodward, he comes out for his 3rd race in a row. He's scheduled to come out in heat number 9 as well, but I'm sure Trevor Gear and Glenn Martin, the assistant team manager, will be pulling him out of that one, and Timo Lahti are coming to heat number 9. But back to heat number 8, Woodward off gate number 1. He's showing up well this evening. Apart from that exclusion in his second ride, he's scored 6 points from his other 3 outings. Ricky Wells, he's gone very well. He's paid 5 from his 2 rides, the American. He's off 2. Off gate 3 it is Simon Gustafsson, he won his last ride. Dennis Andersson, he's had a paid win as the race gets underway, and it is the rider in blue who's cutting back into first place, Ricky Wells. Here comes Dennis Andersson. So Poole were there set fair for a 5-1 possibly. Cameron Woodward though making a move around the outside of Wells with Simon Gustafsson at the back. Well, the 2 riders there getting each other ways, Ricky Wells and Cameron Woodward. Well, how did you see that one, Graham?
I'm afraid that the race is going to be stopped there. Cameron Woodward obviously was going in, trying to chase down Ricky Wells along with his team partner Simon Gustafsson, but 2 into 1 wouldn't go. Cameron Woodward is obviously going to get his marching orders. Pirates will be disappointed with that. They were on to a 5-1 in that race, and it could well be that the Eagles could get a 3-3 out of it, but they'll certainly only have one rider to do it, and that one rider is going to be Simon Gustafsson. Yes, just looking at the programme here. So Cameron Woodward takes a tumble, the air fence gets demolished. There's drama here tonight. Not the first time that Cameron's been down on the deck. There's a yellow light indicating Cameron Woodward's exclusion. I think that was pretty obvious, but nevertheless, there's confirmation. 3 riders to contest the restart.
So another race where there's only 3 riders, only one Eastbourne rider, of course, as Cameron Woodward gets disqualified for the 2nd time in this meeting. Obviously he's trying 100% to help his side to lift the trophy for his side, but it perhaps just a little bit overriding on that occasion, as it was in heat number 4, but they certainly can't fault him for commitment. So Simon Gustafsson out by himself. Of course, he won his last outing, having failed to score in the opening race. He's off gate number 2, and we've got Ricky Wells off gate. He's off gate number 3. Sorry, Simon Gustafsson. Off gate number 2 is Ricky Wells, and from the outside it is Dennis Andersson, who started with that win, and then last place in heat number 6. The tension mounting here at Wimborne Road, as a crowd, well, looking round, always hard to judge the size of a crowd, of course, but it looks in excess of 3,000-4,000 supporters here tonight. Most of them obviously for the Castle Cover Pirates, but there's a fair amount of Eastbourne fans here also. They'll be cheering on Simon Gustafsson in the rerun of heat number 8, but it's the Poole pairing of Andersson and Wells who have shot out of the start. Gustafsson back in 3rd spot, with Andersson leading the way, then Ricky Wells holding onto that 2nd place. Simon Gustafsson at the end of lap number 1, he's back in 3rd spot. So it's as you were, it was a 5-1 when the race was halted. Here comes Gustafsson on the inside. He's got the speed to cut underneath Ricky Wells, who locked up there on that 3rd bend, but it's a 4-2 for Poole. They could move back into the lead, Graham.
Yes, and Poole were on a 5-1 before that race was stopped. Now they're on a 4-2, so you could say that they've suffered a disadvantage by that restart, but nevertheless Ricky Wells may not have held on for the 4 laps. He certainly hasn't here, but nevertheless this 4-2, if it stays like this, will be enough to put the Pirates back into an aggregate lead, and that's all that they will be concerned with. Dennis Andersson then stormed from gate 4. He's right round to show his fellow Swede Gustafsson the way home in heat number 8, the halfway point of the meeting. Poole go back into an aggregate lead. Ricky Wells finishing in 3rd place. 4-2 to the Pirates, 29-19 overall. Their lead 10, and it makes the aggregate scores now Poole 70, Eastbourne 68.
Andersson coming round to tumultuous applause from the Poole faithful, and say it's a superb win for him. His first of the meeting, paid 6 from his first 2 rides. As the Castle Cover Pirates for the 2nd time overall, they move into a slender 2-point lead. Still 7 races, plenty more to come, I'm sure.
So we move on swiftly to heat number 9. They're trying to roll the races after a few hitches early on with tumbles and air fence problems, and they're already lining up for heat number 9 and reading across. Joonas Kylmakorpi, what a impressive win that was he had in heat 6. If he could repeat it this time, it would once again stop the Pirates in their tracks. They're just 2 points in front, but they'd like to make it more. It's Joonas Kylmakorpi in white then for the Eagles. Right alongside him in blue for the Pirates, Thomas H Jonasson. Reserve switch for the Eagles sees Timo Lahti on gate 3 in yellow, and lining up for the Pirates on gate 4 in red is Davey Watt. Just 2 third places for him, both times behind his partner, of course, and once in a 4-2 win, once in a 3-3 race result. But Davey Watt will be looking for maybe a little bit more this time. Kylmakorpi, Jonasson, Lahti, Watt, away they go, and that's a brilliant start by the two Pirates. Jonasson there was swiftly away from gate 2, and Davey Watt, the Poole skipper, follows him around, and they lead the two Eagles here with a 5-1. In the third place, Kylmakorpi, not quite so dominant in this one, and Timo Lahti at the back. So the Pirates looking for a 5-1 here. Our 2-point aggregate going into this race could be stretched to 6 now, Steve.
Certainly could, Graham. As Jonasson, we're looking at a completely different rider from the one at Arlington on last Monday, of course, where, as we said earlier, he failed to score from his 4 outings. Davey Watt, well, he was due a win or a paid win in this one, having started with a couple of third places, and he's behind his teammate riding a captain's race in heat number 9. So Poole, well, they are going to secure their third maximum heat advantage of the night as the roars ring round at the Wimborne Road circuit. Jonasson wins the race from Davey Watt in second. Kylmakorpi, he raced to the checkered flag, but never really got a blow in that one. Timo Lahti, the two Eagles riders, go straight back into the pits. The two Castle Cover Pirates coming round on a lap of honour, where they're going to get a magnificent reception as Poole, they now move it into the lead on the night by 34 points to 20, and well, they stretch that lead overall now to 6 points. They lead by 75 points to 69 as Thomas H Jonasson, well, this is the reason he was been brought into the Poole side by Matt Ford and Giles Hartwell a few weeks ago, and a sterling effort by the Swede in heat 9. Davey Watt joined in for that 5-1. Moving on to heat number 10, and we've got Dennis Andersson coming out for what will be his final ride of the meeting. He's had 2 excellent rides, just the one blob in his second outing, paid 6 from his 3 outings so far. Gate number 2, Cameron Woodward, he takes another rider replacement outing, so coming out for his 6th ride of the meeting. Been a mixed night for him so far. And in fact, of course, looking at the programme, we've made a slight error there. It is Woodward off 1, Dennis Andersson off 2. Off at gate number 3, it is Lewis Bridger, who has scored paid 4 from his 2 rides, and from the outside, Chris Holder, who won his first ride in great style, beaten perhaps surprising by Kylmakorpi in his second outing. So Poole leading 34-20, 75-69 on aggregate. Heat number 10's underway, and it's the rider in yellow, Cameron Woodward, who's made a good start. Lewis Bridger cuts back on the inside, Chris Holder at the back. Surprisingly, Dennis Andersson in second place. Here comes Holder, a big sweep around the outside as Woodward still leads the way. What a great race this is, Graham, in heat number 10.
Wow, just like Chris Holder there, how close was he to that air fence? He is riding right on the limit. If his new video is going to be called Balls to the Wall, they were almost in that particular race there as Cameron Woodward continued to lead. Chris Holder breathing down his exhaust pipe. Dennis Andersson riding a very, very brave ride in third place, holding off Lewis Bridger, and it's a share of the spoils. My goodness, these rides are putting everything into it. Lewis Bridger trying to take Andersson now, and he looks like he has done. Bridger getting in amongst them, and the Eagles could take a 4-2 race result out of this as Cameron Woodward's going to take the checkered flag this time. A better race for him. Chris Holder in second, Lewis Bridger third, Dennis Andersson just getting caught out there. Heavy traffic in that race, and you could have thrown a blanket on him at one stage. 4-2 race win to the Eagles, so lifting the spirits of their fans and once again making plenty of noise on turn 2 here, as that's 2 points to the Pirates, 4 to the Eagles. Overall on the night, 36 to Poole, 24 to the Eagles, and on aggregate, the all-important aggregate, 77 to Poole, 73 to the Eagles. There's still plenty of competition in this match. It's anybody's match so far, and there's still 5 heats remaining, only 4 points between them. Heat 11, and will that victory in Heat 10, that race win, lift the spirits of the Eastbourne Eagles pairing for this race? The full lineup as follows. On 1 for the Pirates, who better to have out to steady the ship and keep the advantage, and that's Darcy Ward. Comes out in the red helmet from gate 1 then for the Pirates. Bjarne Pedersen goes in white from gate 2. In blue for the Pirates, Kevin Wolbert. Kevin on gate 3 then, and the race lineup completed. with Simon Gustafsson in yellow going from gate position number 4. Still very finely balanced. Pirates leading by 12 on the night, 4 on aggregate. Bjarne Pedersen has had 2 fairly modest rides so far, in fact just 1 point from 2 starts. He'll not be happy with that. Simon Gustafsson has had a win and a 2nd place, and he looks pretty threatening if he can get out of that box. But Darcy Ward is a rider for all occasions. 5 and a bonus point, unbeaten by an opponent. Can he extend that to this one? Quite clearly, Eastbourne Eagles pretty sharp out of the box in some of their races, and if they could get out this time, Darcy is going to have his work cut out. Kevin Wolbert then is a bit of a baptism of fire for this particular rider. He's got a 3rd place and a last from his 2 starts, and if he could get anything out of this race at all, I think Midlow would regard it as a bit of a bonus. Off they go, and Gustafsson gets a good one from 4, but it's not good enough as Darcy Ward is first to show. Looks over his shoulder, sees Bjarne Pedersen behind him. His partner, Kevin Wolbert, in 3rd place. Simon Gustafsson trailing at the back. Darcy Ward leading from Bjarne Pedersen, who's looking for a way through. Kevin Wolbert in 3rd place. Simon Gustafsson at the back. Bjarne Pedersen right on the back wheel of Darcy Ward. Ward out in the dirt, speeds away. Gustafsson now trying to get on terms with Wolbert, and at the moment Pirates holding on to a 4-2, but Bjarne Pedersen right up with the pace this time after 2 disappointing races. He's in 2nd place. Darcy Ward though really makes a mistake round here, and he's out in front picking the line he wants. Kevin Wolbert looking comfortable in 3rd place. Good ride by the German. Gustafsson's been pretty helpful up to now.
He's indeed, Graham, as Darcy Ward wins the race. 2nd place goes to Bjarne Pedersen, 3rd spot to Kevin Wolbert, and Simon Gustafsson, where he will not be happy at all, obviously, with that last place, a 4-2 for Poole then, and that sees them move 40 points to 26 in front on the night, and they now lead by 81 points to 75 on aggregate, so they regain that 6-point advantage. Now just 4 races to go. Darcy Ward unbeaten so far. Will he remain so in his last 2 races? So we move on to heat number 12, and Eastbourne, well, you feel perhaps this could be their last throw of the dice, because they brought Cameron Woodward out off at gate number 2. He takes his place alongside Lewis Bridger off gate number 4, with Poole going with Davey Watt off gate number 1. Kevin Wolbert comes in for Ricky Wells off gate number 3. So Graham, your thoughts on this one coming up?
Well, last throw of the dice, as you say, Steve, because if the Eagles perchance could jump out of the box and get a 8-1 here, capitalising on it, they'd actually be ahead by 1 point overall. So that's how much is riding on this race. No more tactical moves for them to make. Last ride for their golden reserve, Cameron Woodward. So the stage is set. This, I think, is a crucial match in the championship.
We've had 6 winners off gate number 1 so far, 4 off gate number 2 and 1 off gate number 4. As heat number 12 gets underway, and it is Woodward off gate number 2, who's made a brilliant gate. He leads the way from Watt in 2nd place, Wolbert in 3rd, with Lewis Bridger at the back. A 6-3 at the moment for Eastbourne. Of course, it will reduce the deficit by 3 points, but they were definitely looking for more of a heat advantage than that.
And Davey Watt there coming up the inside of Woodward. Can he limit the damage? Woodward was on for 6 points. He's fence scraping. It's unbelievable Speedway here. Cameron Woodward back into the lead. It's still going to be a 6-3 unless Bridget can get on terms with Wolbert. Watt comes up the inside once again, putting Woodward under pressure. What Speedway we're having. The 2 Aussies dicing it out in front. The 2 skippers. Woodward for the Eagles. Watt for the Pirates. Wolbert holding on to an important 3rd from Lewis Bridger. This could be a 6-3, but it's not enough really. The Eagles are looking for a little bit more. Watt coming wide on the final bend. Wolbert going to hold on to the 3rd place. Well, what an evening that Cameron Wolbert's had for the Eagles, their skipper. He's won 3 races. He got another 6 there. That makes it 15 overall with 2 exclusions. But importantly for the Eagles, that's his final race of the night. 7 rides completed, so they won't be able to use him in Heat 14. It'll have to be Timo Lahti that goes out in that one. But certainly they had through and everything in that race. And that's 3 points to the Pirates, moving them on to 43. and 6 points to the Eagles, moving on to 32. And the aggregate scores, the all-important aggregate scores, Poole now on to 84. The Eagles just 3 behind on 81. 3 points between them, 3 heats remaining. It just couldn't be closer. Anybody's trophy. And the whole season coming down to 3 races now in respect of the championship as they line up for the big heat 13, with the Eagles on 1 and 3, Pirates 2 and 4. Reading across, Bjarne Pedersen in white, gate 1. Chris Holder in red from gate 2. Joonas Kylmakorpi in yellow, gate 3. And the unbeaten Darcy Ward goes in blue from gate 4. Chris Holder then has dropped points in each of his 2 last races. Darcy Ward unbeaten by an opponent. Bjarne Pedersen just 3 points from his 3 starts. Joonas Kylmakorpi has 5 from his 3 starts. So Darcy Ward on form here, looks like a potential race winner, but all important race this one. If the Pirates can get a 5-1 here, of course, from their Aussie super duo, then the trophy will have one hand on it, but there'll still be 2 more races to go to decide it. No more tactical moves, just 3 heats of Speedway. Heat 13 about to get underway. Up go the tapes, and wow, that's a pretty good start from Chris Holder. He was lightning from the start here. Darcy Ward comes up the back straight to join him. Jet propelled there. Chris Holder and Darcy Ward, the super pairing. And there they go, side by side. Holder and Ward. Balls to the wall in this one with Bjarne Pedersen at the back with Joonas Kylmakorpi. Steve.
Well, it's what they've been doing all season, Graham, both home and away. They had so many 5-1 heat results in the important heats 13 and 15, and this is going to give them one hand on the trophy, as you said, as Darcy Ward and Chris Holder look set fair for a 5-1. Bjarne Pedersen back in 3rd, but a distance behind. Kylmakorpi is in last place. Back Pedersen, well, he's just closing slightly, but I don't think he's going to get anywhere near this pairing. As Darcy Ward, the fans were there starting to applaud already, as Ward comes round to take the victory in heat number 13. Holder in 2nd. 3rd spot goes to Bjarne Pedersen. Kylmakorpi at the back. The Eastbourne fans go quiet. The Poole fans most certainly do not. A 5-1, and that sees Poole, well, they move on to 48 points on the night, 33 to Eastbourne with 2 races remaining. It is now 89 points to Poole, 82 points to Eastbourne. A couple of points in the next race will do it for the Castle Cover Pirates. The stadium stand aloft there on the home straight. Great stuff, Graham, in heat number 13.
Absolutely, and by my reckoning, Eagles now need 2 5-1s to finish off. Not impossible, of course, but odds now stacked towards the Pirates as we look forward to the remaining 2 heats.
Well, moving on to heat number 14, and we must give you a slight error we made in heat number 7. It didn't come through from our floor manager, unfortunately, or heat 6 even, that Timo Lahti took the place of Cameron Woodward in that race. So he has got a 7th outing, and well, that's we thought it was a surprise that perhaps that they had not allowed Woodward to come out in that, or bench thought that Woodward would come out in this one, but he is indeed. So apologies for that earlier in the meeting. So he didn't quite come through to us. So the full lineup in heat number 14, we got Kevin Wolbert coming out off gate number 1, hopefully. Off gate number 2, it is Simon Gustafsson. Gate number 3 sees Thomas H Jonasson, and gate number 4, it does see Cameron Woodward coming out for his 7th outing in this heat. So a 3-all for Poole will win them the title here this evening as heat number 14 gets underway. But into that first bend, and he's the rider in white. That is Simon Gustafsson, who's made a great start. He leads the way. Cameron Woodward, he's at the back. As Jonasson is in 2nd place, Wolbert is in 3rd. So it's still everything to race for here as the riders come around to start the 2nd lap. Woodward, he's got to find a way past Wolbert, Graham, as they go down the back straight. Woodward has got through into 3rd place. Here comes Wolbert back on the inside. Brilliant action in heat 14. But it is still Gustafsson who is away, and Woodward has made an error there as they start the last 2 laps.
What a heat of Speedway this. It's going to be a last heat decider if Lewis Bridger comes through to take over 3rd place, because the Eagles are going to take a race win. Oh, and Lewis Bridger there wipes out Kevin Wolbert coming up the straight there, completely wipes it. It was Cameron Woodward there smashing into Kevin Wolbert there. Referee's going to have to call that one, but really and truly that looked a nasty, nasty smash coming up the straight, and they're going for everything. The race was being led by Lewis Bridger, Thomas Jonasson in second place, and really that's one for, it was Simon Gustafsson actually leading the race. Kevin Wolbert going back to the pits now. Cameron Woodward walking back across the centre. Referee's got one to call there. Is the referee going to award it, or is there going to be a decision? Crowd are not happy, a lot of uncertainty. Coming up the back straight there, on the home straight, there was certainly carnage as Cameron Woodward came down, and he brought down Kevin Wolbert. Fortunately, even though it was a high-speed crash along the straight, Kevin Wolbert straight back to the pits, and as a result of that, Cameron Woodward excluded. Poole are the new British Elite League champions.
We've got Matt Ford down on the centre green. He's absolutely delighted with that, Graham. And here they come, the Poole Pirates, and they can celebrate. They are the 2011 Elite League champions.
Well, there was drama. It was really being fought tooth and nail. Eastbourne Eagles not giving up without a fight. We couldn't hear ourselves think. We weren't even sure what riders were doing what. We just knew that out in front was Eastbourne Eagles. Thomas Jonasson in second place. Big smash up in third place. But the referee called it there. Cameron Woodward, you can't fault him for trying 100% because he really did, the Eastbourne skipper.
And we've just been announced that Poole are the champions, of course, for 2011. And the song, of course, Queen's song, We Are the Champions, being played out on the PA, over the PA system here this evening. So Poole winning the Elite League title in the modern era for the fourth time, 2003, 2004, 2008. Of course, that massive disappointment of last year, well, that's all been dispelled now because they have won it in front of their massive amount of fans here this evening. And so all the celebrations and the lifting of the trophy will take place after heat number 15. Well, now we've got a word from Matt Ford, the co-promoter.
I said to him, no excuses this year, you've got to come. So I am very emotional. Just so thank you to everybody for coming. It's been an amazing experience. You know, that's absolutely sensational. And let me tell you, before I let Matt go, we've talked all year about the sensational pairing of Chris Holder and Darcy Ward. They've served up entertainment from the top drawer, top class Speedway. We've been privileged to see them every week here at Wimborne Road, and we've talked about it all year. How satisfying that they were the ones to clinch success. Yeah, what a great, I mean, what can you say, and the way Thomas has ridden tonight, it's unfair to single out anybody, isn't it, because they really have. It's been a tremendous team performance. We had our backs against the wall, great performance by Eastbourne at home last week, and you know, we really weren't sure. You know, it was that uncomfortable, you know, just points difference. But you know, I mean, incredible year for everybody connected with the club again, and you know, just thank you so much, and I'll see you all for the cup final. It's time to give credit to the Eagles as well. They battled superbly. They certainly put some fear into these boys' hearts, and we knew what we were up against tonight. The second best team in the league, without a doubt. They came here. We've got the two best teams on show. Yeah, great. I mean, it's lovely that they're, you know, they're called the South Coast Mafia anyway by some of the promoters. So, you know, they're a great team. They're run professionally, and they do things the right way. And I just want to say to all the Pirates fans, the last thing that obviously the cup final, we're just waiting on the date, but everybody, the admission will be £10 on the day, so I hope you can pack the stands on the day. Everybody get here, kids will be free, and it'll be £10 for adults.
And we're just to give you an amendment to heat number 14. In fact, it was Thomas Jonasson who was given the win in that one. Simon Gustafsson in second, Kevin Wolbert in third, Cameron Woodward, a disqualification for him. With all the excitement we got called up, and it shows it's live commentary at least. So we move on to the 15th and final race, and we're pretty confident we got these riders correct, Graham, off at gate number 1. Who is it?
I'm glad you are. Yes, I think we've got it. It's Darcy Ward in red for the Pirates and Chris Holder in blue. So often we got it wrong this season, but I'm sure we're going to get it right tonight. And it's in white, Simon Gustafsson for the Eagles and Lewis Bridger, the nomination. He'll be in yellow. The Eagles going from 1 and 3, so it's Gustafsson on 1. On gate 2, it's Darcy Ward. On 3, Lewis Bridger. And on gate 4, Chris Holder. That's how they line up for heat 15. There's nothing on this but the glory. It'll make no difference whatsoever to the Holder and Ward pairing, because they'll be looking for a 5-1 here, and in every race they go out in together. Eagles, of course, nothing to ride for but pride. Simon Gustafsson, Lewis Bridger, then their representatives in this final race of the evening. Well, breathtaking stuff. Absolutely dramatic Speedway match. Great advert for the sport. Pirates really had to work hard for it, but in the end they hold a 9-point aggregate lead going into the last race. Up go the tapes and away they go. Darcy Ward's the first to show. He looks over his shoulder for his team partner Chris Holder. Oh, coming out the bend, how did Chris Holder stay on there? Just managed to hold it down, but the two Eagles coming through into second and third. Ward out in front, looking for his partner. Chris Holder there wants to join him, but at the moment it's a good bit of team riding from Bridger and Gustafsson.
They really are doing superbly well here, but I don't think Ward's going to stay there. And no, he's not. He's come through between the two riders. Well, he really is a phenomenal rider, this Darcy Ward. It really was balls to the wall stuff there, Graham. Holder out in front. Ward out in front. Holder coming through in the second place there. Again, we can't quite get it right in the final race. But Darcy Ward and Chris Holder, they're on their way to another fantastic 5-1.
Championships in the bag. There's the 5-1 to seal it. Darcy Ward, Chris Holder, entertaining the crowd from the start of the season to the end, lifting their front wheels, lifting the trophy. They're lifting the crowd. Absolutely top-class Speedway from those two Aussies. Irrepressible. And Chris Holder there knew that the title was in the bag. Made absolutely no difference whatsoever. He just rode right on the edge, coming through to take the 5-1, and the final score in the match, 57 to Poole, 36 to the Eastbourne Eagles. Overall, 98 points to the Pirates, 85 to the Eagles. Wow, let the celebrations begin.
And the celebrations will begin in earnest now, as Holder and Ward, they have been quite superb all season, as everyone knows, of course, and that they've sealed a magical night of Speedway here at Wimborne Road, as Chrissy Holder, well, he came through in brilliant style there to split the two Eastbourne riders. Here's Darcy Ward as well. He's getting a superb reception. We will not see scenes like this for a long time, I don't imagine, down here at Wimborne Road with these two riders, unless they can do the double, of course, in the Knockout Cup as well. That's still to come. But Poole, they are the 2011 Elite League champions as the fireworks continue. And there's all the celebrations to come as the great partnership, this Holder and Ward. Of course, it's a 7-man team here at Poole, and it's been very much a 7-man effort here this evening to see them secure the Elite League title, as Chrissy and Darcy, well, they still want to be out there celebrating, and well, we're going to be joining them very shortly indeed for the end of meeting presentations, as the crowd were there still giving these two great Australian riders great friends off track, of course, and quite superb Speedway riders as a pair on track as well. They continue to celebrate and douse the sponsors and management on the inside of the track with Shell there, and well, still they show no inclination to move back into the pits, and well, it won't be too long, I'm sure, before we will see the celebrations again. The crowd, well, they really have enjoyed this moment and enjoying it still, as the fireworks still do continue. And well, now let's go down to the pits. the presentation's about to take place. As in fact, Chrissy Holder and Darcy Ward were there going to their fans there. And it was a magical scenes here. As Darcy Ward, well, he's secured an Elite League title with the Pirates. There goes the goggles, and now Chris Holder behind him, he's doing similar. So magical scenes here, and well, the Poole riders has now come over as well. And well, it's an impromptu celebration, and the Castle Cover Pirates are coming round to high-five the fans in the main stand. And well, the result of heat number 15 finally being given out. The winner, Darcy Ward, say a fantastic finish to this meeting here, as the riders are going down to get the presentation very shortly. We'll go down and enjoy them for it.
Just getting their trophies. Chris Holder getting his. Dennis Andersson. H Jonasson, what a secret weapon he was. 11 out of 12. Certainly a match winner tonight on that form. Kevin Wolbert, what an astute signing he was. Back in 2012, I would think so. Kevin Wells getting his trophy there. He's played his part over 2 weeks, rode well tonight. There's Jason Doyle. Neil Middleditch, the man in the pits, plays such a big part. You just can't underestimate the value of experience. And now the trophy. There it is. The skipper. The trophy that means everything to Poole Speedway. Davey Watt lifts the Elite League Championship. Top team in the league. Winner of the playoffs. Well, it really doesn't get much better than that. What a success story that is. And the mass media from the world of Speedway gathering to collect these moments, preserve them forever. I'm sure the champagne's not far away. Oh, I can see a bottle or two being unravelled. People are going to get wet. People may even get drunk. One thing's for sure, there's a hell of a celebration going on here tonight. Wow, those riders enjoying every minute. Commiserations to the Eastbourne Eagles. Takes 2 teams to make an epic final. They played their part tonight, but at the end of the day, the Pirates had their name on this one, and it would have been a major upset if it hadn't turned out that way here tonight. Poole Castle Cover Pirates then, posing with the trophy. Marvellous scenes here at Wimborne Road. You know what it meant to Matt Ford before the evening, because he told us so. He'd have given half the gate money in order to win that tonight. He didn't have to. He got all the gate money and the trophy. And so well done to the Pirates, and well done to the Eagles too for making such a great evening Speedway. A true sporting spectacle. It's pretty packed. It's worse than the London rush hour on there. They're all crammed in, but there they are. Well, really can see what that means to the guys there. Chris Holder lost his bottle. He never lost it while he was riding, but he lost his bottle just as the truck went off, so he got nothing to drink on the way round. But I'm sure he won't mind that. How about that then? How about that then? They know how to race, they know how to win, and they know how to celebrate. Whoa, my goodness, what a happy night. One more, Davey.
Oh, this is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much to everybody that's come out and supported us. It's huge, thank you.
What a night then for the skipper, Davey Watt. See what Darcy's got to say.
They were behind us really at the start, they were, but we wanted them to fire up, and they fired up, which pulled us to the end. I think we needed them to do what they did, and all the boys were good tonight, so what else can you want?
And again, it keeps you coming back up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's up to Matt and the BSBI, but I don't want to leave this place.
He doesn't want to leave. We don't want him to go.
Darcy wants to stay. Everybody else wants him to stay. See what Midlow's got to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm delighted. I mean, after last year, and I think, you know, we wanted to pay back the real fans and your loyalty, and thank you guys for all your support. It really means a great deal to us, and tonight, this is your payback. Thank you.
Hey, that's nice words from them, Middleditch. Thank you very much.
Now completely exercised the demons of 12 months ago, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was what we wanted to do, wasn't it? And yeah, I must admit, pretty nerve-wracking. I mean, Eastbourne, to be fair, good team. They wouldn't be here if they weren't. And but no, the boys just really got stuck in tonight and did the job.
Yeah, fantastic. And congratulations to the job that you've done, because as I said in commentary, you certainly need a man with experience in the pits, and you're the man.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I love the job. It's nerve-wracking, but thoroughly deserved. The boys have worked hard all season, and yeah, just rewards, I feel.
Cheers.
Tonight, it must have hurt not to be able to be part of it, but we know how much you've contributed throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Struggled through the season since about April. We've thrown my shoulder out all the time, but it's hard to watch the boys. But I'm glad I've been part of the season with 2011 with the Pirates, and hopefully next year we can do the same.
You can be proud of what you've achieved. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Doyle.
There's Jason Doyle then, unfortunate not riding tonight, but certainly has been a part all season of the Pirates setup here. Balls to the wall, get your copy soon. There was a balls to the wall, a few races there tonight, Chris. You were looking pretty close to that fence.
I know, I don't know what was going on. Every race I seemed to be racing like an idiot to try and get a win, and you know, to finish, I'm just stoked we finished off with 2 good 5-1s, and you know, the pressure was on all the way, but we pulled through, and such a good feeling to get another win again.
Well, you started off pretty well with the 5-1, that steadied the ship, and then from there on it was just gradually building up, but they didn't make it easy for us.
No, definitely. We had a couple little problems with the bikes and whatever, but you know, and the chips are down, we toughed it out, and you know, all the boys, not just me, Darcy or Watt, everybody did everything they needed to do, and you know, we're stoked with this result. It's awesome.
What does it mean to you?
Everything, man. This is what, you know, we've raced all year in England for this, and you wouldn't risk it that many times if you didn't want it bad enough. And you know, for Matt, Giles, Midlow, everyone, like last year was a massive disappointment. This year that just topped it all off, and I think they'll let us off now for last year. I hope.
Congratulations, #1 on the jacket, #1 for the Pirates. Yeah. Fantastic. Well done.
Thanks.
End of the season, you know, and I mean, even that, I feel. This win is amazing, and you know, and it's a great evening for me, for the team, for Poole.
It certainly is, and I've got to say, I know that you were disappointed after last Monday. You took a nasty knock that day. It did affect things, and to bounce back like this tonight, that's sensational and great for your confidence too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it was a hard night for me that Monday, but that was a week ago, and today's today.
Today's today, and it's a big day indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, our rider of the night, Thomas H Jonasson.
Hey, rider of the night then, Thomas Jonasson, secret weapon, 11 out of 12. That can't be bad. Hey, here's a happy man, Matt Ford. Just tell us exactly how you're feeling, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know if I can put it into words. Genuinely, at the moment, it's just an amazing feeling. You know, I'm so happy for everybody here that it's been a hard year, hasn't it? And after last year, we didn't let anyone down, but we kind of felt like we had. Do you know what I mean? And it, you know, just brilliant. I've got this is ridiculous to say this, but this kind of feels better than anyone I've won before. And I think it's after the horrendous disappointment of last year.
So you've laid that demon, and now you're on the top of the tree. Well done.
Let's just look forward to next season.
All I can say then, Matt, after tonight's victory is congratulations. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. Well done.
Well, that's just about it, I think, for our coverage this evening. ReRun Productions have been here, there and everywhere tonight. Multi-camera coverage from some of the best production people in Speedway racing. We do hope you've enjoyed it, and there's still plenty more to go for the season at Poole with the Knockout Cup, but tonight was the main one. The Pirates end up smiling, end up victors. So congratulations to them, commiserations to the Eagles, and Speedway was the real winner.